3 months or 2 months or even 1 month. I mean, sometimes when I go to bed earlier before my husband and he comes to bed, I'll just freeze on the bed as if I'm sleeping. I'm not sleeping, no, but I'll just have to pretend because once he knows I'm awake, that's the end.
Worship must happen.
He doesn't even take cognizance of time. 1 month, 2 weeks. No. It's every day is food. Am I lying?
Every day is
Well,
food.
since she has called me out, I must defend myself. It might not be food, but it's next to food. When we got married, we had sex on boats, on ships, in bathrooms, everywhere. I'm sorry. She challenged me.
Exactly. I totally agree with Ade's comments because there are people that their minds are closed. Yes. So it's important for you to know that worship can happen on a table, under the table, on a chair, under the chair, in the living room.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you, Harrison. Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
There's a couple that told me that they had sex once in 6 months. I'm like, there's something wrong with your marriage. So that's not normal. And they were like, well, what is normal for you might not be normal for us. And I'm like, no. There's no way you can be married and have sex once in 6 months or even 3 months or 2 months or even 1 month. I mean, sometimes when I go to bed earlier before my husband and he comes to bed, I'll just freeze on the bed as if I'm sleeping. I'm not sleeping, no, but I'll just have to pretend because once he knows I'm awake, that's the end.
Worship must happen.
He doesn't even take cognizance of time. 1 month, 2 weeks. No. It's every day is food. Am I lying?
Well, since she has called.
That's what we called it at. The fact that they call sex with your spouse worship, and they say worship must happen every day. Hey, it's something about the African culture that I can get with. I appreciate that. That's what's up. No lies being told there. They are talking about a healthy sex life within the confines of a marriage. I'm assuming because they look like they're in church. They're having a really, really open discussion about sex in church. They're using a lot of little, euphemisms and whatnot. Worship and food. Yeah. There's some eating going on. That's what's up. Yeah. If you don't have a real good sex life with your spouse, then you don't plan on having a spouse for very long. I'm gonna just keep it a being with you. Also, the good girls sound like the thoughts. The good girls do what the thoughts do. They just only do it with a select individual. The thoughts do it with everybody. That's what separates you. But being a good girl, you should also have a little bit of thought in you. You should be willing to bust that thing open under the table, under the boat, under the car. Like he said, this is a pastor talking about busting his wife down in bathrooms and shit like that. Yeah, sex is real. It's a beautiful thing when it's the right way. And it should be championed and accepted healthily. Healthily. Is that a word? Healthily? Healthily? I don't know. Responsibly. How about that? Done responsibly. You do that shit when you want to do it and have a ball doing it. But shout out to these motherfucking couples worshiping all the time. I got nothing but love for you. Keep doing your thing, homeboy. I ain't mad at you. Shout out to Pac if y'all didn't catch that reference.